Hi guys! Today's video is going to be dedicated to my friends and family who have recently decided that they too want to um, do the carnivore diet. And I know they have a lot of questions, and so I thought I would kind of just lay out the basics as I see it, because not all carnivores are the same. Uh, for the main part, we are, but we all do things a little bit different, and that's okay. You have to find out what's going to work for you. And this is what worked for me. Hopefully it'll be helpful for you, but if not, there are a ton of carnivores on YouTube. You can Google them, look it up, and you may find something that's more suitable. Because like I've said repeatedly, I'm not a very disciplined person, and I needed things to be a little more loose. I couldn't have done it if I had to follow it as rigidly as some do. Some people prefer it to be a little more strict because they need that and it works for them. With me, I would have just jumped off the wagon right away. It wouldn't have helped me at all. So what I have done, I just kind of made it my own. I made it work for me. And the main objective, though, is to consume at least 70% of your calories in meat. And that's what categorizes you as a carnivore. But after that, you're going to see that we all have a little bit, or we do things just a little bit different. So, like I said, I'm just going to lay out what I've done and what's worked for me. If you don't agree with it, maybe you can do some more research and find something that's more suitable. The first thing is the carnivore diet probably isn't the most exceptional diet for losing weight. If that's the only reason you're doing it, I don't know if I would recommend it just for that. It's a healing diet. And because it was so healing, it allowed me to heal all the issues that I had that were obstacles in losing weight. I was a sugar addict. I was a carb addict. I had soul-crushing fatigue. I had mental fog. I had sleep issues. Pain all over, inflammation. Of course, somebody's going to call me as soon as I start recording. Okay, starting all over. Yeah, I had all over inflammation, which, caused me so much pain. And so I couldn't even focus on the aspect of losing weight like I should, because I was eating food to feel better. I was eating food to ease my pain. I was eating food to comfort me. I was eating food for energy. And I couldn't quit doing that until I healed my sugar addiction and my carb addiction. And no other diet has helped me do that like the carnivore diet has. So once you get past that, once you heal whatever your issues are, and I'm not saying it heals everything. There are issues that it may not heal. Those are the issues that it healed for me and for many, many others. And I'll tell you about some of the other issues as well. But anyway, I had to heal from those before I could actually focus on losing weight. And I did lose some weight at the beginning as well, but it was mainly, I think, water weight, inflammation. And it took a while before my body became fat adapted to where it was using my fat for energy instead of, all the sugars and carbs that I was consuming once I stopped consuming them. So it probably took a couple weeks. But in the beginning, the most important thing you can do is to eat meat. All carnivores are going to tell you, eat meat like it's your job. Don't count calories. Don't think about how much you're eating. When you're hungry, eat meat, because it's what's going to curb the sugar cravings and the carb cravings. If you just let it go, that's never going to go away, and you're going to constantly be craving that stuff. So when you're hungry, no matter what time of the day it is, eat meat. And at the beginning, I was not eating the best meat. I was eating what I could afford, and it worked for me. I was eating lots of sausage, which is probably the worst meats you could eat, but it was still meat, and it wasn't a carbohydrate, and it wasn't sugars, although some of it turned out had a little bit of sugar in it. But anyway, I was eating Italian sausages, breakfast sausage, chicken, because I actually preferred chicken over red meat at that time. I've learned to love red meat, so I eat more of it now. but I was just eating whatever meat I could afford and what, I had, like deli meats and stuff. And in the morning I'd get up, I'd eat bacon or sausage. And I wasn't a big fan of eggs, but I do like egg yolks, which turns out it's okay to do. I had always heard that that was a no-no, but I would have a couple scrambled egg yolks cooked in butter with some bacon. It was very satiating, and it got me through the first 2 weeks. It helped kill my sugar cravings, and that made a huge difference. Once I got past that, then it was easier to just focus on eating, better meats. I was eating more like ribeyes for dinner, or even we would buy tough cuts of meat, but my husband has a sous vide and he'd cook them in that and it would tenderize them and they were always delicious. Or we'd buy cheap roasts and throw them in the crock pot and they would be nice and tender. And tri-tip. I didn't eat as much chicken after that point. It was mainly just red meat. I would eat lots of bacon because it was fatty. You want to eat fat. And that's a hard one for many of us to wrap our head around, is that it's okay to eat fat and your body will use that for fuel. And I really struggled with that one for a while. And once I got past that point where I understood it, it really sped up my weight loss for me. Not everybody has the same, it doesn't work the same for everybody. So I want to point that out. But for me, it made a huge difference. I wasn't eating butter. I was just using a very little bit, maybe a tablespoon a day. There's some people that were eating sticks of butter a day. And that was another thing. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But I started using more butter. I started putting it in my coffee in the morning to get me going. It gives you more energy. I was cooking in it. I was using it like I would use a steak sauce on my steak. I would slather it in butter. And it not only makes you feel better, especially as women, it helps with their hormones. Like I've said repeatedly, how you get that edgy, I don't know, witchy bitchy feeling when you're dieting? It's from not having enough fat in your diet. And when you add that, it smooths things out. You just feel better. You even sleep better. And so, yeah, I highly recommend making sure you get enough fat. It doesn't just have to be butter, but no seed oils. The seed oils are so bad for you. So, and you can use ghee, and there's other products that you can use, but it's got to be not margarine. It has to be butter. So yeah, eat meat like it's your job. Once you get past all of the cravings and stuff, and then you can just enjoy, eating meat like you're supposed to and not be thinking about ho-hos and ding-dongs and cookies and cupcakes and ice cream and all that stuff. It makes it so much easier. And you do finally get to that point. As a matter of fact, I got to the point where I had basically lost my appetite. I wasn't hungry. I would find myself eating less and less. And at one point, I think I went into starvation mode because I probably was consuming like 600-700 calories a day. And that's not good. I used to think, oh, less calories in, I'm going to lose weight. Well, my body, because I still have a lot of weight to lose, just held on to it. It didn't help me. Maybe if I was thinner, it might have, but at this point, it didn't work. So I had to up my calories. And like I said, normally you don't count calories, but when you're eating and you have to figure out what's going on, and when you look at your diet and you find out that you're eating way less than you should, yeah, then you have to up your calories. I don't necessarily count my calories. I kind of know, I know what I'm eating, and I know that I'm not eating 600-700 calories anymore. I think I'm more like 1,200-1,400, sometimes more, and that's okay. It doesn't change anything. I don't weigh myself every day. I was a scale addict. That was really tough for me. I fought that. I'm in my 14th week, and I fought that up until now, pretty much. So I've had to give up weighing myself every day because there were times when the scale didn't move at all. And I thought, well, this is crap. I'm not losing anything. I'm not doing this. But little did I know, I was losing inches. And that made an even bigger difference. And so once I started just using the tape measure to see where I'm at, to register my loss, it's made a huge difference. I'm going to be doing that just this Wednesday will be the first time. I mean, I did it 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday. I took my measurements. I'd done it a week prior to that, but I lost them. But anyway, so now I'm starting all over. It'll be 2 weeks from last Wednesday or the Wednesday before. And I'm going to see where I'm at. I can tell that I've lost inches. I haven't gotten on the scale, so I don't know where I'm at with that. But I can tell that I lost inches because I can feel it in my clothes. And one of the the biggest indicators was this outfit that I have on now, I had looked at a picture of myself in it, I don't know, 7, 8 months ago, and I'll post that picture. And it was so tight, and you could even see by the way that this hangs, it didn't hang. It was stretched to the limit. And this shirt that I have on, this is not the same shirt. I had to order a size smaller because the shirt that I had on in the previous picture, I had popped a button off of it, so I had to order a smaller size. And yeah, and it was tight in the arms and the shoulders, and it blew me away when I realized that. It was like, how can it be so loose? I didn't think I had lost that much in pounds, but I had lost more in inches. So that was a real big win for me. I was really excited about that. And that's the thing with this. You will find that you'll lose more in inches. So don't, if you can avoid it. I know a lot of people, and this is my mindset too, what we measure, we manage. And so that's how I got into this position in the first place. I was afraid to get on the scale. I didn't want to get on the scale. I was like, I don't want to know. And lo and behold, I'd gain a freaking ton of weight because I was too scared to get on there. And I should have done that. So I don't want it to go too far. I'm not going to not weigh myself ever, because, we can fool ourselves. We can look at pictures and think, oh, we look better than we really do. Because when I saw that picture of me in this outfit 7 months ago, I had no idea. It was shocking to me. It was like, I really look that way? But our mind can play tricks on us. It's, how we cope, I guess, because if I had known that I looked like that, I probably would have never wanted to leave the house. I really didn't at that time. That's probably another reason why I got to that point. I was pretty much housebound back then. But that's another story. So anyway, yeah, you're going to be going through some changes. Your body's going to adapt. It's going to heal. You're going to start feeling better. And then when you feel better, it's easier to concentrate on eating better. You're not going to be eating for energy or for entertainment or for comfort. You're going to be eating for fuel. And I don't mean that you're going to feel deprived. It's going to taste good. When I do eat, I love what I eat. I love, the steaks and the roasts and all that stuff. It's good. I enjoy it, and I eat till I'm full. And it's been wonderful. But I no longer eat for all those other reasons. Although recently I have been craving comfort food. So I've been making more carnivore crack, which is just butter and bacon. I have the recipe in a couple of my videos. Super easy, and it does help with the cravings. But I don't know if it's a hormonal thing or what, but recently I have been wanting more. I've been hungry, and up until now I haven't been. And my good friend George, I call him my sponsor. He's my sponsor, because whenever I have questions or I'm feeling down about this, I can come online, and he always has got some great information. He's been so helpful, and I hope I can do that for my friends and family as well. But yeah, he explained to me why I'm probably feeling the way I am, and it totally makes sense. So I'm just gonna, keep eating more, but I'm just gonna be eating meat. I'm just gonna eat more meat. I'll have to up my calories again or whatever, and more eggs and all that stuff, more butter, and we'll see what happens. But the things that you're going to notice a difference in is your skin. If you have any skin conditions, meat has a lot of collagen in it. You're eating all the fats and stuff. It feels like it's moisturizing, because I have huge issues with skin. I get dry patches. I had psoriasis around the edges of my hairline, on my arms and stuff. That's all but gone away. Recently, I did have a little bit of a problem when I put up all my Christmas stuff because of the flocking, I think. It made me break out. I had, like a rash, but it's subsided somewhat. So, and I'm pretty sure it's all because of the meat. So that's been a huge plus. I'm sleeping better. I have always had issues with sleeping. I sleep like a rock now, and that makes a huge difference, because when you get a good night's sleep, you feel better the next day, you have more energy. And that was something I did not have. Also, meat and fat, it gives you energy. I have way more energy now. I just feel good, and that helps with my mood. I don't have the mood swings, the anxiety, the depression. I had really bad depression. I don't have any of that now. I feel good all day long. It's not an up and down thing like it used to be. It's a steady thing, and that's wonderful. I do drink coffee. Some carnivores don't, and that's fine. The purists don't. But I would be considered a dirty carnivore or a ketovore, and there's a lot of us out there. So, and we do. But, I respect those that don't. And you may not be able to, but I can, and it doesn't seem to affect me. As a matter of fact, when I tried to give it up, it sucked. I had headaches, and I know that was if I would have gotten past that, but I didn't want to. I enjoy my morning cup of coffee. I did have to switch from I was using sugar-free creamer that had I think sucralose in it, which is a no-no. It says unsweetened, but it's still bad for you. And I can't use aspartame because I've had aspartame poisoning, and that just sucks. So I can only use unsweetened things that have stevia. And that's another thing. A lot of carnivores don't believe in using stevia, and that's understandable. And if they don't want to use it, I respect that. I use it. I think the main reason is they think it's going to trigger your sugar cravings, and it probably does for a lot of people. It hasn't done that for me, so I've been fine, and I've used it for weeks now, and I have no cravings for sugar. I do like a little bit of it in my coffee, and I put it in my carnivore crack, and that's it, and it's good. I feel wonderful. So yeah, like I said, we all do things a little bit different. There's some carnivores that actually use honey. There's some that eat a little bit of fruit. There's some that eat some vegetables. We're all different. And I believe in freedom of choice. You have to find what works for you. Maybe, it's not the best. Some people think that, only eating beef, butter, eggs is the absolute proper human diet. And maybe they're correct. I'm not saying they're not, but it's not that easy for all of us to follow that. Maybe at some point I will, but right now I'm just healing. I'm trying to feel as good as I can feel, and I'm trying to lose weight. And maybe at some point I'll get to that. But right now, I know myself. I know if I restricted myself to that extent, I would just fall off completely. It wouldn't be beneficial for me. So you find out what works for you. You might be able to do that, and that would be awesome. But not everyone can. So I have to find what works for me. And like I said, this has been great. And people are starting to notice because they've seen me before. They knew me when I was feeling like crap, and I was sad and low energy and 40 pounds heavier. So obviously what I'm doing is working. I'm happy about that. And the holidays are coming, and I don't dread them. Normally I dread them because I'm like, oh my God, here comes another 20 pounds because I have no control. I love all the holiday foods. I don't feel that way this year. Although I am going to be making some carnivore or ketovore options. I won't just be eating meat. I've decided that I want to have like cauliflower, mashed potatoes, and I'm probably going to make a low carb pumpkin cheesecake. And I probably won't even eat a lot of it. I may not even eat any of it, but it's just a mental thing. I know that I can. It's there if I want to. I don't like feeling restricted because that makes me feel rebellious. It's like don't tell me I can't. Just knowing that I can, and then if I choose not to, that's good. And that's how it's been all along. I don't restrict myself. I tell myself I can if I want to, and I haven't. I haven't cheated, and that's huge. This is 14 weeks in, and I haven't had cheated except for that one swipe of frosting I told everybody about, and it's because it's the mental thing. On prior diets, they're so restrictive, and they still allow you to eat sugar and carbs, fruits and all the things that are and grains and all that stuff. And so you don't really kick your addictions, and so you're fighting them the whole time you're on that diet because you're eating them in smaller amounts, but you don't want small amounts. You want more. And so that's why those diets don't work. You're always hungry. You're always craving more. You got to get rid of those sugar cravings and carb cravings, or it just doesn't work. You always fall back. I did. 63 years old, I always fell back. This is the first diet that I have stuck to for 14 weeks in 63 years. That's kind of sad, but that shows you just how bad I am. But so for me, this has been a miracle. It's been an absolute godsend. I'm so grateful that I found it. And I really think it would be helpful for anyone that tries it. If it's not, I'm sorry. But if you do have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I don't know a whole lot. I still consider myself a newbie, but I really want to be helpful for my family and friends that are trying to do this, because it is so worth it. It is so worth feeling good. It's so worth having a clear head when I wake up, having energy, feeling happy, fitting into a lot of clothes that I didn't fit into, that I kept waiting to, I can put on, feeling comfortable in my clothes. They're not super tight anymore. I don't have to wait for my jeans to stretch out after I pull them out of the dryer. They're already loose. I haven't lost a ton of weight in my bottom half, which is where I need to lose it. I've lost more up here, which tends to happen with women, I think. But I'm working on it. I did have to use a belt with my jeans this week, because normally, like I said, I pull them out of the dryer and I have to, wear them for a while and loosen them up. These were already so loose that they were sliding down, and I was like, wow, but not enough that I need to buy different sizes yet, because they're stretchy jeans. I wear stretchy mom jeans, but once I get to that point, I will. Maybe after the new year, I'll be able to do that. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Like I said, if you have any other questions, just hit me up. But I am going to go do some Christmas shopping. I do most of it online, but there was a few things that I just couldn't find, or they're way more expensive online than they are in the stores. Usually I don't have that problem. It seems like a lot of times things online are even cheaper. But anyway, I'm going to go into the stores and see what I can find. And I got to go to the grocery store. I need to get some more steaks and a few other things. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to let you go. And I'm going to film all that. I might add it to this, or I might make a separate video. We'll see. I don't know. So I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good day. And I'll see you either later on or in the next video.